All right, we've got MalcodeEval all set up and ready to go to test dirty frag and copy fail. So we're not just going to test, whether they work on one operating system. What we're going to test is whether they work on Ubuntu with multiple users. And we're going to do it in an automated way and have an LLM do it for fun because that's the way that MalcodeEval is set up. And it's going to verify it actually works and runs who am I as the proper user, meaning root, at the end. So we're going to go ahead and run this test. And it's going to spin up a clean slate each time. So it's going to pull up the Ubuntu VM. All right, there's the model loading. The model really didn't matter in this case. We're already telling it to create a script that pipes echoing who am I and exit into each of the exploits. So it's pretty straightforward. The LLM is going to put out the proper script and the system is going to run it automatically. All right, Ubuntu is starting to come up. There it is. And this part's like watching paint dry, so I'll just put it in the background. All right, so we're starting to run some of these scripts. So we'll watch the actual scripts running from this view. We're running PSPY to check whether who am I ran to see if we can track it. And then there's some other specialized checks that are going to see if it ran as the proper user. Oh, we're already done. Okay. The first one works, and this is just as a regular user that we created. And the LLM created this simple script, and it ran. It shows our progression score going to 100. And if you're not familiar with MalcodeEval, you can check out my other videos to see more how it works. But it's overkill for what I'm testing right now, but I already had it all set up, so might as well test the privilege escalation automatically. All right, so it's already spinning up another VM, a fresh instance, so we can check the other exploit. So the one that's running now should be not the copy fail, the dirty frag. All right, I'm setting up the environment, making sure we can read the files properly and run them. Building the exploit, setting up PSPY again, and running it. All right, one failure, so it's going to try again. Made kind of a complicated script to run what we asked. Hi, Thor. All right, the LLM gave an updated script. It's a bit better, and it worked. Output's here. And it's spinning up another VM for us to move on to the next test. So the next test should be the WW data user. So if someone broke in through a web server and then went to go use this, is it going to work? I have not run this test yet, so I am not sure, but I'm assuming it will because that's what we've heard about these exploits. There's the prompt we're asking for. And it ran. And was validated. So it works. So we're going to run through all the other cases. Next will be dirty frag with the www data user, and then we'll move on to mysql, and then Redis. And our archives are going to update as well, so we can see the history, that it progressed to 100% on each of these tests, and logs a bunch of other information like how long it took and everything for tracking how the LLM worked. All right, another one completed successfully. All right, it looks like it's complete. So let's see how it did. It worked on all of the tests. All right, one final thing I want to note is that these two different exploits are fundamentally different. The copy fail uses Python. So that's going to run in a lot of places kind of automatically. So that's pretty plug and play, ready to go. The other one is going to require a build for a specific platform. So if you don't have GCC installed, it might take a little bit longer for someone to do the privilege escalation. They might have to spin up their own virtual machine or a similar environment and build it. And advanced attackers will do that. So good luck. Patch quickly.